Senator Loren Legarda at Senator Sen.Lacson pinatamaan ang flood control project. Pakinggan natin ang kanilang panayam.
Yesterday, Mr. President, the President announced that he has already received a report from the DPWH regarding the anomalous flood control projects for the past 3 years. Do you have any idea how much has been appropriated during the last 3 years for flood management, for the flood management program?
I don't have it offhand now, but that would be readily available first by DPWH, and perhaps the Senate LBRMO office would have that. I was no longer chairman of the Committee on Finance at the time, but it would not only be DPWH, perhaps the NIA would also should submit the reports on irrigation.
No,
because
all flood management program related projects, Mr. President.
Yes. I don't have it right now of 23, 24, and 25. But that information would be available with the Senate LBRMO, with the Congress Budget Office, and perhaps during the committee hearings of DPWH, they could answer that appropriately.
Well,
of the 5 trillion budget, which went to public works regarding flood control projects.
Well, let me answer my question, Mr. President. 280 billion in 2023 GAA, 349 billion under the 2024 GAA, and another 371 billion under the 2025 GAA. Now, ito po yung follow-up na question. Meron po ba kayong naipasok o na-adapt sa amendments para sa flood control sa Antique or any area in the country?
Let me state that very clearly. Ang Antique ay may mga lugar na nababaha. I wish I could have the possibility of doing an amendment to help those areas.
But you did not.
I'm not certain I have, because I did not participate actively in the Finance Committee, neither did I join the BICAM. In short, baka hindi po na-adopt yung aking mga amendments. But I would like to state this, sa mga lugar na nabaha ay hindi naman masama ang flood control, pero dapat ito ay science-based, aral sa engineering at sa sensya, at hindi po ginagawang money-making ng marami. Yun po ang ibig ko sabihin. Ito,
Okay.
meron silang binigay, pero maliliit, na mga flood control projects sa iba't ibang lugar, pero sinabi ninyo yung mga numero.
That is under the Senate version, Mr. President?
Yes.
Only under the Senate version.
I don't have the numbers now of...
Your reference is the GAA for 2023,
yes.
2024.
As I said, I don't have the numbers now of 23, 24,
I'm more
and
interested
25.
in the insertions made in the Senate, Mr.
Oh,
President.
I would not be at liberty to say that, but perhaps the chair of the Finance Committee then, who received all the amendments, but she's no longer with us now.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. President.
Yes. So
Please,
what I'm saying
kindly
is that...
share with us the figures that you just received from the page.
Oh, this is engineering district. Yes, yes. What year is this? 2025. Valderrama, Sibalom, and San Remillo. Yes. And there are amendments. Very good. This is for this year's amendments. Yes.
In what area, Mr. President?
In Antique.
Antique.
Thank you for this information. Did this come from my staff? Yes.
How about in other areas?
I don't have the other areas, but these are flood mitigation structures protecting public infrastructure. And I would be more than happy to see how these are implemented
Yes.
by the engineering district.
That brings me to the next question.
Yes.
Have you monitored the progress of those projects?
No, not yet. I have not seen any monitoring yet. Both the region and the district must be able to give reports. And thank you for pointing that out to me.
So kung insertion, hindi ba naka-pisaro yan for issuance of SARO or FLR for that matter?
Honestly, I do not monitor the PISARO or follow up at DBM, and you can check that we never follow that. But it is important that when we give amendments, that if this is adopted, that we must monitor it. But sometimes the oversight function is lost along the way among the national amendments that we do in different provinces.
Yeah, I was thinking kasi dati po kayong chairperson ng Committee on Finance, and maski pa paano, you might be able to monitor during the plenary debates, or even during the committee hearings, kung ano yung mga insertions na nagawa dito sa Senate in the 19th Congress.
I was chairman from 2015 to 2019, so I would not remember those amendments, but I would be happy to learn and to find out how these are monitored and the implementation. In fact, to do not just a financial audit, but actually a performance audit of how these infrastructure projects were implemented.
And I'm sure you'll be as interested as I am to read or to know the President's, the action that the President will take after he received the report from the DPWH, because
Yes.
it is nice to hear the President make those remarks during SONA,
Yes.
even to a point na mahiya naman kayo.
Yes.
But taking action or the follow-through action is the more important thing to us, di ba?
What's important is that we find out in the 81 provinces which are the most vulnerable that need real flood control. Because we cannot say, hindi kailangan ng flood control, because as someone who has studied disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation, even the construction of roadside ditches or canals is important, to be fair. And even, let's say, slope protection. It's been demonized by the poor implementation of some or many in different jurisdictions.
But you will agree with this representation na meron talagang anomalous projects pagdating
Of
sa flood
course.
control.
Yes. Yes.
Meron
That is-
din mga ghost projects that you have monitored while you were chairperson of the Committee on Finance.
Oh, ghost projects, I'm not able to say to be definite about it. I don't think as chairman of the Committee on Finance then, I would coordinate closely and ask the Finance Committee or the DPWH, ghost ba yan? No. I was not able to monitor any such ghost project. I could not do that.
Yeah, for your information, I did my some preliminary research work. I fielded some teams to areas that are suspected to have some projects, and I tasked my teams to find out kung ano yung status ng mga projects. And this is subject to validation. One such project had an appropriation of something like 190 million pesos in 2023. When we check with the GAA, meron naka-indicate na completed. It's just a sitio, very small. Sitio is smaller than a barangay, hindi ba?
Puro.
So, pinahanap kong pilit, hanapin nyo nga yung flood control project na sa 2023 na sinasabi sa GAA completed. So, hanapin nyo kung anong itsura ng project. When they came back, they reported to me, "Sir, wala hong project."
How would the district engineer and the regional director explain that there was
That's
a
the reason
GAA
why,
provision?
of course, as I mentioned, subject to validation. Kasi baka hindi napasadahan yung buong sitio, but if they did, then obviously, this was a ghost project in 2023. Worse, meron na namang appropriations, I think, in under the 2025 GAA, dalawang items. In the same sitio, hundreds of millions of pesos na naman yung... So, what we were suspecting initially, ghost project noong 2023, pwedeng pinondohan para gawa ng project para mabura na yung 2023. But we intend to get to the bottom of this project and find out who, if indeed this was a ghost project, we intend to find out sino yung responsible. And I'm awaiting the report of the President to the public based on the report submitted by the DPWH kung kasama itong natuklasan namin, na-discover namin. That's only one item, Mr. President, but you know, there are tens of billions of pesos worth of flood control projects in that same locality, a bigger area.
May we
na,
know the name of the province?
Suspension, Mr. President. I might deliver a privileged speech, or I might take it up during a committee hearing.
I'm almost certain it is not my home province of Antique. Although
It's not in Antique,
although we need,
Mr. President.
to be fair, we need a lot of flood control
Kasi if it's
mitigation
in-
measures.
Kung sa Antigan, Mr. President, I won't be talking to you.
Yes. No, but to be fair, the implementation of flood mitigation measures has been demonized. Kamukha kami, sa maliit na bayan ng Sebaste, may hanging bridge. Nawasak nung nakaraang bagyo, ang mga DSWD at mga staff ko tumawid ng ilog na naglalakad. Pero hanggang ngayon, dahil sa gitna ng taon, ay walang panggaa at napakahaba ng proseso sa NDREAM Fund para itayo yung bridge. Nabaha yung barangay, cut off from the mainland, but it's difficult for me to help them because there's no provision for flood control or even a regular bridge or a hanging bridge. So maraming nangangailangan at na-demonize yung pangalan na tinatawag ng mga proyektong flood mitigation measures because of wrong implementation, to put it very diplomatically, in many areas.
Well, are you with us in pursuing a more transparent
Of course.
budget process from the committee hearings all the way up to, all the way down to the bicameral conference, every step of the way?
Mr. President, we filed Senate Resolution number 1. And I hope, I won't read it, but may we include that into the records of this conversation and interpellation. That the contents of Senate Resolution number 1, which asks for budget transparency, be observed, and I hope that it could be adopted.
Yes, because at the rate practically everyone is gearing towards a transparent budget process, you know, in this Congress particularly, or in this regular session. I think we can more or less mitigate yung insertions because legislators will be more reluctant to insert projects that are not coordinated with the agencies that will implement those projects, simply because they will be identified.
Yes.
If we have a transparent budget process or legislation process dealing with the budget.
Yes.
For 2026.
I think from the very beginning, Mr. President, the budgetary process entails that the amendments of lawmakers must be aligned with what perhaps a district engineer or the LGU have discussed and have requested of the lawmaker.
But the problem, Mr. President, is even before the approval of second reading, hindi natin alam kung sino yung proponent ng mga amendments. Because these are not taken up in the plenary.
It should be taken up and there should be a more transparent process.
So you're with us,
Of course.
particularly with the new chairman of the Committee on Finance, Senator Gatchalian, because he requested the members of the minority to co-sign a joint or concurrent resolution to have a transparent budget process.
As I said, we filed, I think 7 of us, a budget transparency resolution. And today, I supported the chairman of the Committee on Finance in the resolution by party, majority and minority, in budget transparency concurrent resolution.